Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating, complex, and often overlooked period of Indian history, the later Mughals. We often hear about the glory days of the Mughal Empire, the Taj Mahal, Akbar's religious tolerance. But empires, like all things, change. The Mughal Empire, once this unstoppable force across the subcontinent, faced internal struggles, external threats, and the ever-present push and pull of powerful figures vying for control. So buckle up, because in this series we're exploring the reigns of 6 Mughal emperors, from Bahadur Shah all the way to the tragic figure of Shah Alam II. Get ready to explore a world of shifting alliances, ambitious nobles, and the legacy of a dynasty in decline. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an episode. Our story begins with Bahadur Shah I, who takes the throne in 1707. Now imagine stepping into the shoes of an emperor after a pretty intense family drama. That's Bahadur Shah's reality. His father, Aurangzeb, had spent decades expanding the empire, but at what cost? Bahadur Shah inherits an empire that's geographically vast, but also pretty exhausted. He tries to consolidate power, dealing with rebellions and trying to stabilize the frontiers. One of his biggest challenges? The rising power of the Sikhs in the Punjab region. Bahadur Shah's reign is short, only 5 years, but it sets the stage for what's to come, a delicate balancing act of trying to maintain Mughal authority in a rapidly changing landscape. Next up, we have Jahandar Shah, who, let's just say, didn't have the best reputation among Mughal rulers. He comes to power in 1712, and his short reign is, well, it's messy. Think courtly intrigues, whispers of incompetence, and a whole lot of drama. Jahandar Shah's reign is basically a cautionary tale of what happens when an emperor loses the support of the nobles and the army. He becomes a puppet of powerful factions within the court, and his lack of control over the empire becomes glaringly obvious. In 1713, after only a year on the throne, Jahandar Shah is deposed and executed. His reign serves as a stark reminder of the precarious nature of power during this period. With Jahandar Shah out of the picture, Farrukshiyar ascends the throne in 1713, bringing with him a desire for reform. He tries to assert his authority, taking on the ever-powerful Sayyid Brothers, who had become kingmakers in the Mughal court. Farrukshiyar attempts to centralize power, improve the empire's finances, and even promote trade. He grants a trade firman to the British East India Company in 1717, a decision that will have long-lasting consequences for the subcontinent, but Farrukshiyar's attempts at reform ultimately backfire. He alienates powerful nobles, including the Sayyid Brothers, who orchestrate his downfall in 1719. His reign is a lesson in the limits of imperial power, even when driven by good intentions. Chapter 4. The Sayyid Brothers pulling the strings. The Sayyid brothers, Hussain Ali Khan and Abdullah Khan, are some of the most fascinating and controversial figures of the Mughal era. With Farrukshiyar out of the way, they install a series of puppet emperors, effectively becoming the power behind the throne. For a brief but significant period, the Sayyid brothers call the shots. They make and depose emperors, influence policy, and consolidate their own power base. They even blind and execute Farrukshiyar, solidifying their ruthlessness. However, their dominance wouldn't last forever. Their control over the empire was challenged by ambitious nobles and by a young emperor named Muhammad Shah, who would eventually outmaneuver them. Chapter 5. Muhammad Shah Rangile, a time of splendor and decline. Muhammad Shah Rangile, meaning the cheerful or the colorful, ascends the throne in 1719. His reign, lasting until 1748, is marked by a strange dichotomy: cultural brilliance alongside political turmoil. Muhammad Shah was a patron of the arts, and his reign saw a flowering of Mughal culture, particularly in music, painting, and poetry. He himself was known for his love of luxury and lavish celebrations. But while the arts flourished, the empire faced serious challenges. The Mughal treasury was drained, the army weakened, and provincial governors increasingly asserted their independence. It was during Muhammad Shah's reign that Nader Shah of Persia sacked Delhi in 1739, a devastating blow to Mughal prestige and power. . Chapter 6. Shah Alam II, the end of an era. Our story of the later Mughals ends with the tragic figure of Shah Alam II, who ruled from 1759 to 1806. By the time he becomes emperor, the Mughal Empire is a shadow of its former self. Shah Alam II spends much of his reign as a pawn in the hands of various powers, the Marathas, the Afghans, and even the British East India Company. He is blinded by his own son and witnesses the decline of his empire firsthand. Despite his lack of real power, Shah Alam II remains a symbolic figurehead, a reminder of the once mighty Mughal dynasty. His reign marks the end of an era, as the British East India Company consolidates its control over the subcontinent. The legacy of the later Mughals. So there you have it, the rise and fall of the later Mughals, a story of ambition, intrigue, and the slow unraveling of a once great empire. From Bahadur Shah's attempts at consolidation to Shah Alam II's tragic reign, we've seen how internal strife, external pressures, and the changing political landscape of 18th century India led to the decline of the Mughal dynasty. But even in decline, the Mughals left an indelible mark on India. Their cultural legacy, from art and architecture to language and cuisine, continues to shape the subcontinent to this day. If you found this deep dive into Mughal history fascinating, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos exploring the complexities of the past. Thanks for watching.